Craven ran over to check on Emma and Melissa, but the driver didn't flee. Instead, he reversed and floored it straight at the two women again. Craven was a veteran detective, and he knew instantly this was no accident. This was a hit. He drew his weapon and aimed at the driver. The car veered off the road and plunged into the river. Melissa survived, but she lost a leg. So why did someone want Melissa dead, and what secret did she know? To answer that, we go back a few days to the night Craven's daughter Emma came home. Without warning, she started bleeding from the nose and then violently throwing up. Craven grabbed his keys to rush her to the hospital. But Emma grabbed his arm and said she should have told him the truth a long time ago. They never made it out the front door. Everyone assumed the shooter's real target was Craven, the detective, not his daughter. That Emma just took the bullet meant for him. But searching her room, Craven found something that changed everything. A loaded gun hidden by her bed, and a recording that could expose a secret weapons operation tied to powerful officials. Craven was a seasoned Boston detective. After his wife died, Emma was all he had left. He picked her up from the station that day, thrilled to see her, but she looked scared and physically wrecked. When he asked what was wrong, Emma just said she was burned out from work and needed rest. Then at dinner, she collapsed over the table, heaving. Craven was getting his keys when the shooter outside made his move. The gunman outside never gave Emma the chance to say another word. After she died, Craven cut a lock of her hair. He kept it on him and started quietly digging into her life against his captain's orders. Police found the shooter's discarded mask near the scene. They pulled a single hair from it, white male, that seemed to point to an old enemy from one of Craven's past cases. But what really unsettled Craven was the gun they found in Emma's room. Emma had never touched a gun in her life, yet here was a loaded one hidden right next to her bed. She knew she was in danger before anyone came for her. Craven ran the serial number immediately. Craven traces the gun to its owner, David, who hides behind his door, weapon ready. Craven easily subdues him, then learns David isn't just Emma's boyfriend. Back at David's hideout, David admits he gave Emma the gun himself. When Craven asks what trouble Emma's in, David stays silent, bound by an NDA. He only says he is being watched too closely. Talking more could get them killed tonight, so David gives him Emma's key. Then he tells Craven to leave fast and head to Emma's apartment. With decades of detective instinct, he spots the room's already been searched. The window shows pry marks, and Emma's laptop is missing. Searching her things, he finds a radiation detector and brushes it off. Then it blares near his chest, and he finds only Emma's hair in his pocket. Emma's hair is dangerously radioactive, and suddenly every clue clicks into place. Her nose bleeds, vomiting, and weakness back home were no ordinary illness. It was severe radiation poisoning, so Craven rushes to Emma's company, Northmoor. There he meets the boss, John Bennett. The company claims to research clean energy, but it is actually built on a massive underground nuclear facility with its own private army. Bennett says Emma was just a researcher, no access to core projects. But when Craven asks if the company manufactures weapons, Bennett's expression suddenly shifts. He admits they maintain nuclear materials, but flatly denies building nuclear weapons. Before he finishes, Bennett hints that Emma just took a bullet meant for her father. Bennett's flawless answer only convinces Craven that Emma's death is tied to Northmoor. He confronts David again, who finally tells him the truth. Emma discovered Northmoor's illegal research and contacted a senator and a local lawyer. Hoping to expose it through legal channels, they pretended to help, then typed off the company. With no other options, Emma turned to the radical group Nightflower, helping members bypass security. They enter the cooling tunnel to film evidence while Emma stays outside. Bennett orders radioactive steam released, killing all three, then dumps the bodies in the river. The company disguises a premeditated massacre as an ordinary drowning accident, but Emma never went in, so why does she have radiation poisoning too? David can't answer, and right after talking, he is killed to silence him. Police trace hair on the mask to a professional hitman and break in. But he is already dead, hands tied behind his back. Even stranger, his hair doesn't match the mask sample. He is just a scapegoat. The real shooter is still out there, so Craven keeps digging through Emma's call records. He finds Emma's friend Melissa, who admits she introduced Emma to Northmoor. Melissa also says Emma believed someone was secretly poisoning her before she died. She finally agrees to hand over evidence Emma left behind. But right after they talk, a car speeds in and slams into Melissa. She survives but loses a leg, and she'd just given Craven something. Back in his car, Craven loads the disc into his laptop. Emma's face appears on screen, and she admits Northmoor is secretly building nuclear weapons. Worse, these weapons aren't made to US specs, they're built to match foreign designs. If they detonate anywhere else, all forensic evidence will point to another country. Emma already stole blueprints, files, and photos to expose the company. But to prove everything, she needed footage of the weapons themselves, so she helped activists break in. She knew her phone was tapped and that she was being followed. And she knew that by the time someone watched this video, she'd probably be dead. At the end, Emma looks into the camera and says what she never got to say in person. Craven goes back to Emma's apartment and scans everything with a radiation detector. When he points it at a half-empty milk bottle in the fridge, the alarm screams. Emma wasn't accidentally exposed at work. Bennett put radioactive poison in her milk. And while searching for clues, Craven drank from that same bottle. He has been poisoned too, and now he is on borrowed time. The doctor tells him treatment won't change the outcome. But for a father who has lost his daughter and knows he is dying, death removes all fear. He confronts the lawyer who refused to help Emma and exposes his double life. This lawyer works for both Northmoor and the senator, and he forwarded Emma's complaint straight to Bennett. That is how Bennett knew what she had. Next, Craven walks into the senator's office and spreads photos of the dead across his desk. He tells him Northmoor is building nukes in secret and poisoned his daughter. The senator still hides behind national security, so Craven demands a federal investigation. If he refuses, Craven will release everything he has. After he leaves, 2 armed agents in a black car start tailing him. Craven lets them rear-end him, then pulls his gun in front of a local cop and forces them out. Police find automatic weapons in their car, but no ID. Craven dragged them into the open. With exposure closing in, Bennett decides to kill Craven immediately. Even Craven's partner Bill caves after his family is threatened. Bill shows up at Craven's house and begs him to stop, warning they'll take everything from him. They'll frame him for David's death and bury him in lawsuits and prison time. Bill leaves in shame, and the poison in Craven's body finally hits full force. He is bent over the sink vomiting when 2 killers slip into the house. He wakes up strapped to a table inside Northmoor's disposal room. Workers in hazmat suits are prepping to stage his death as a radiation accident, but they underestimated a cop who has lost his daughter and has nothing left to lose. When one of them gets close, Craven strikes. He breaks free, uses the gurney and equipment to take down the hitmen one by one, then steals a car and escapes the compound. He doesn't have much time left. Only one target still matters. Craven pushes his broken body through the villa's front door, and when the bodyguards rush him, he doesn't hesitate for a second. He fights his way through the house and finally gets his hands on the man who shot Emma dead that rainy night. Craven pins him to the floor and forces him to walk through every detail of what he did that night. That voice confirms it. This is the man who killed his daughter. He pulls the trigger, and the first debt is paid. Then Bennett steps out of the shadows and shoots Craven from behind. Badly wounded and barely standing, Craven reaches into his coat and pulls out that bottle of radioactivity-contaminated milk. He forces the poison down Bennett's throat. Bennett used that same poison to torture Emma. Now he is choking on his own weapon. Bennett panics and scrambles into the kitchen searching for an antidote. But when he turns around, Craven is already in the doorway with his gun raised. The shot fires and Bennett goes down in the middle of his own mansion, right as the people above him start working on a cover story. They plan to paint Craven as a radiation-poisoned cop who lost his mind, but a package with the key evidence in it has already been mailed anonymously to the press. They killed Emma, they poisoned Craven, and they used national security to bury the truth. But they can't make evidence disappear once it is already out there. In his final moments, Craven is rushed to the hospital, and in a haze he sees Emma push open the door to his room. Just like when she was little, she gently takes his hand. As Craven takes his last breath, father and daughter walk out of the room and fade into the white light at the end of the hall.